The dynamic duo back at it again. I was worried.
Huh?
I was worried that you weren't going to be here.
Oh, yeah. Well, Gracyn likes to do this thing where she'll text my work phone when I'm not at work. So, like, she texted me like 3 times yesterday, and I felt bad because she was trying to get a game plan for the day, but I just didn't look at my work phone. Yeah, no, they didn't want me.
Guys, if you can hear me, can someone, like, talk to me real quick? Yes, perfect.
You asked me to talk to
Yes, I can. Can you hear me? Yes.
Yo.
What? We are in the Road Warrior.
Yeah. Wait. Wait a minute. It may just take a bit to boot up. Otherwise, I can unplug and replug it. Just vanished. Perfect. I just unplugged it.
Mm-hmm.
You good?
Yep. Yep. Okay. Where are we going right now?
To 30.
Okay.
Highway 30.
Like 10 seconds out. Yeah, Rebecca, I mean, like you just said, we've been looking at the conditions off to the west, and I'm looking on the Iowa 511 app, and all of the roads west of us are just either completely covered or impassable, and that's not the story for us right now, but that is going to be the story as we head into this morning, and all of that snow starts to move into our area. Of course, dealing with the strong winds as well is going to lead to some difficult travel, and right now in Cedar Rapids, we are headed southbound on 380 right into downtown Cedar Rapids, and it is sprinkling right now and it's starting to come down, but the main thing that we're dealing with right now is the rain. And as we do head into the next couple of hours into the time period of the morning commute, we're going to have that switch over from rain to snow, and it's going to lead to, of course, some difficult travel. And it really doesn't matter how much snow that we're going to be getting, because the main thing, once you add wind into the equation, it's going to lead to blowing snow conditions on the roads, leading to not just reduced visibility, but whiteout conditions at times. And so, of course, right now it's just raining, but the snow is headed our way. We'll continue to give you live updates from the Road Warrior, but for now, I'm meteorologist Gracyn Fruend with Iowa's News Now. Hello to everyone watching on our YouTube live stream. We are in the Road Warrior right now, headed south on I-380 just past through downtown Cedar Rapids, and we are going to be giving you live updates from the road this morning. Right now, we're just seeing some rain falling, but within the next couple of hours or so, we'll have that transition from rain to snow, and this is going to lead to some difficult travel, especially for the morning commute. So stay with us if you want any updates on the roads, and of course, as always, you can feel free to leave any comments, and I'll try my best to answer all your questions. Okay. For those of you on our YouTube live, we are now off of 380, just passed through downtown Cedar Rapids. We're now heading westbound on Highway 30, and it is still raining, and we'll likely see that change over to snow within the next hour or so. And I know a lot of people are going to be getting on the roads for the morning commute, so just keep that in mind and continue to follow along with us for the latest updates. Can you like feel the wind at all?
Yeah.
I can hear it.
It's puts pressure on. Like, it's not blowing me over, but like I can definitely tell it's there.
Yeah. All right, we are still headed west on Highway 30, and you can see on the camera it's still raining, and just talked to my driver, and he said that he can feel the wind shifting the car, and I mean, wind conditions are only going to pick up as we head through the morning. We'll be dealing with wind gusts 50 to even 60 miles per hour, which once you add that into the equation with the snow is going to lead to blowing snow, lower visibility, and whiteout conditions at times on the roads where you just won't be able to see what's in front of you. And so this is going to lead to some difficult travel impacts for the morning commute. So if you want to see any more road updates, continue to stick with us here on our YouTube Live. We'll be live throughout the whole morning show until 8 a.m. Minutes. 1 minute. Ten. Yeah, Rebecca, we are currently on Highway 30 headed west, kind of in between Newhall and Atkins. And you can see on our camera here that we have the rain coming down and kind of starting to see, like you said, that transition from rain to snow. And while the roads are clear right now for us, that's not the story off to the west, but right now on Highway 30, the road is clear, but I can hear the wind and we can feel the wind. I was just talking to our driver Logan a second ago, and he can feel the wind kind of pulling us back and forth a little bit, and the wind is only going to get stronger as we continue through the morning. And once the snow really starts to pick up and increase, once you combine that with the wind, it's going to lead to extremely difficult travel. And although it's not going to be like that whole big ice storm that we had a couple weeks ago, it's just dangerous when you have the strong wind blowing the snow, because it reduces visibility, and also at times where we have that heavier snow falling and the winds really start to pick up 50, 60 miles per hour, it's going to be extremely difficult to see even just what's right in front of you. And we'll continue to give you live updates, but for now, from the Road Warrior, I'm meteorologist Gracyn Fruend with Iowa's News Now. What?
Can you see how close we are to the edge?
Yeah.
How close are we?
Like, it's kind of starting to get bad over by Tama. for those tuned in to our YouTube Live, we are still headed west on Highway 30, just passing 218 right now. And you can see on the camera, we're starting to see that transition over from rain to very light snow, but it's only going to go up from here. And we do have a high wind advisory for today as well, or a warning I should say, and we'll be dealing with winds 50 to 60 miles per hour. And so once the snow starts to increase and we have more snow on the ground and that wind is able to start blowing it up and just blowing the snow all over the place, this is going to make it extremely difficult to travel. And while it really doesn't matter how much snow we get, the main thing is going to be that wind and how it's impacting the roads out here. And we can already feel the wind picking up in the Road Warrior, and it's kind of putting a little bit of pressure on the car. And of course, like I said, once it starts snowing and you add that into the mix, it's going to be a slightly difficult morning commute. And so we'll be here live on our YouTube. We also have live hits from the Road Warrior on our morning show on Iowa's News Now. And if you want to continue to see updates on the roads, especially if you do have to do any travel this morning, continue to stay with us on here for the latest updates. One minute. $30. Yeah, definitely. Like I had just said a couple minutes ago, we can hear the wind in the Road Warrior, and we're also starting to feel it. And this is just the beginning. Winds are only going to get stronger as we head through the next couple of hours. And once we have that heavier snow starting to fall, it's going to lead to some issues. And you can see right now we have that changeover from rain to snow. We are currently on Highway 30, just passing south of the Van Horn area, heading towards Keystone. And like I said, we have that transition from rain to snow. The snow that's falling right now is very light, and so not many issues on the roads right now besides, like I said before, the wind. But as we have that heavier snow falling within the next couple of hours and winds start to pick up, it's going to lead to reduced visibility. And once we do have more of that snow on the ground and that wind can really start to pick it up and really blowing it around could lead to whiteout conditions at times, where you're basically just looking at a white canvas in front of you, difficult to see anything, even the cars ahead of you. So we'll continue to give you some safety tips for driving once we do have those heavier conditions picking up out there, and of course live updates from the roads. But for now, I'm meteorologist Gracyn Fruend with Iowa's News Now. I see we've got some people still on our YouTube live, so if anyone has any questions about the road conditions, the weather today, the snow, the wind, anything, go ahead and drop your questions in the chat. And right now we are currently on Highway 30, passing just south of Keystone, and I'm looking right now on the Iowa 511 app. It's a great way to check the road conditions, and right now we are currently on, as you can see on our camera, a clear road, and we're kind of in that transition period right now between this morning's rain and the snow that is headed our way from the west. And right now we're on Highway 30. We're about to transition onto a partially covered road within the next few minutes here, and so if you stick with us, you will likely see on our camera within the next couple of minutes the snow is probably going to start coming down here. 2 minutes. $30. Yeah, definitely. You can see we're kind of in that dry slot, or we can now see that snow is starting to fall. And right now we are on Highway 30 still just north of Chelsea, and we're heading towards Tama and Toledo. And according to the Iowa 511 app, we are currently on a partially covered road. May not look like it, but as we do continue to head west where that heavier snow is already falling and has been falling this morning, road conditions are only going to get worse, and that's basically what's headed towards the Cedar Rapids area here within the next hour or so. And so like Rebecca just said, we can feel the wind, we can hear the wind, and winds are also going to increase as we head through this morning as well. So once that snow does start to fall and move into eastern Iowa, combine that with the winds, going to lead to some difficult travel, especially for those higher profile vehicles like the big SUVs, trucks, semis, and any vehicles pulling trailers. And so we'll continue to give you live updates as we do continue to move through the roads throughout Iowa. But for now, in the Road Warrior, I'm meteorologist Gracyn Fruend with Iowa's News Now. Rebecca said you might want to turn around soon. We should be good for a little bit, though. YouTube Live, we are still on Highway 30 headed west, about to enter through Tama and Toledo, and you can see that the snow is starting to come down. We're kind of in that transition period here still where we're headed into the storm basically as the snow starts to move in from west into eastern Iowa, and I think we're going to go ahead and turn around here soon before we really get into the mess, but just know that the snow that we do have to the west is coming within the next hour or so, and we're already feeling the strong wind here in our big truck, and it's going to be difficult, especially for those high-profile vehicles today, like the big SUVs, the big trucks, and especially semis, but really travel's going to be difficult for everyone once the snow starts falling and the winds really start to pick up. Reduced visibility and whiteout conditions will be possible, especially as that heavier snow starts to fall this morning, but we'll continue to give you updates. Again, headed west right now on Highway 30 towards Tama, and we'll start to turn around here soon, but we'll continue to give you live updates from the roads. 1 minute. $30. Well, we actually just ended up turning around, and we have been headed west on Highway 30 for pretty much the last hour, but we decided to turn around because we were about to head into that mess where the heavier snow is already starting to fall, and it's headed our way. So we are now headed east on Highway 30, just east of Tama, and you can see the snow is starting to come down. We actually just passed a plow a couple minutes ago. Haven't seen too many this morning in the Cedar Rapids area, of course, because we haven't really been dealing with any of that snow yet. But like Rebecca has been saying all morning, it doesn't matter really how much snow we're going to get today, because once the heavier snow does start to fall and winds start to pick up, it's going to lead to blowing snow out on the roads. And just some safety tips for that is to avoid using cruise control if you are going to be out on the roads at all today. Don't slam your brakes. And of course, the main thing is to drive slow and make sure you're paying attention to what's ahead of you, because once we do start to have this heavier snow and strong winds, it's going to be extremely difficult when we do have that reduced visibility and whiteout conditions at times. So we'll continue to give you live updates from the Road Warrior. I'm meteorologist Gracyn Fruend with Iowa's News Now. Okay. All right, we are currently on Highway 30, going east just north of Belle Plaine right now, and the snow is starting to pick up, but this is nowhere near what the next few hours are going to be looking like. We now have snow moving in from the west, moving into eastern Iowa, and as the snow continues to fall and winds continue to pick up, going to lead to some difficult travel conditions, especially during the morning commute here within the next just couple of hours. So if you do have to do any travel today, I know a lot of people have to go to work. There are some school closings, or some schools that have been closing down, so that's good news, but I know there are people that will have to be out on the roads today. My advice for that is to make sure you're avoiding using cruise control, avoid slamming on your brakes, and of course just make sure that you're driving slow and avoiding any distractions in your vehicle, and just make sure you're paying attention to what's in front of you, because even though it's not looking too bad out here right now, it's only going to get worse as we head through this morning, and visibility is definitely going to be low at times, even whiteout conditions. Once the heavier snow does start to fall and winds start to pick up, we'll have gusts 50 to even 60 miles per hour today. And so that's just going to make it very hard to see. And even right now, you can see the snow is coming down and it's already basically moving in from behind us, about to move into eastern Iowa. So continue to stay with us on our YouTube Live and, of course, on our morning show on Iowa's News Now for updates on the roads. Three minutes. 1 minute. $30. Not sure if you guys can hear me. I lost connection, so... Oh. Yeah. Yep, hopefully you guys can hear me. I'm just gonna start talking, maybe? Yeah? Okay. Yeah, sorry about that. Lost connection for a second, but we are currently right now on Highway 30 headed east, just kind of sandwiched in between the Van Horn and Blairstown area, but we are currently on a cleared road. You can see the snow has kind of stopped just a few minutes ago. It was really coming down, but we're kind of in that dry slot right now where we're not really seeing much action, but behind us to the west, we're dealing with these covered roads, and that just means that snow is moving in. I guess we're bringing it back into the Cedar Rapids area, so I apologize for that. But as we do head through the next few hours, snow is going to continue, and this is going to lead to some difficult travel on the roads once you factor in winds 50 to 60 miles per hour just blowing that snow around. And we'll continue to give you live updates, but for right now, I'm meteorologist Gracyn Fruend with Iowa's News Now. Ugh. My AirPod literally died as, like, I was supposed to start. All good.
I saw you switch it back to front camera as we were in.
Oops.
Wait a minute, hold on.
Rebecca said we could stop somewhere if we wanted to let it, like, catch up to us. But she's... Yeah. Okay. YouTube Live, we are still on Highway 30 headed east, just south right now of New Hall. And you can see no snow is falling. We're in that dry period, but all of that snow is moving in behind us from the west to the east. And so we are going to pull over here within the next couple of minutes and just kind of wait this out so we can wait until the snow actually does start to move in and we can start showing you those roads. But the snow is coming. Don't let this quietness deceive you right now, but as we do head through the next couple of minutes here, snow should start to catch up to us, and once that snow does start to fall, we'll pull out and start driving again and give you some live updates. We're heading into that time for the morning commute here within the next hour, 2 hours. So more people are going to be out on the roads, and conditions are only going to worsen from here once that heavier snow starts to move in, but also as winds start to pick up as well. It's already pretty windy out here. Our car is getting jerked around a little bit, and Like I said, we're going to have winds 50, 60 miles per hour this morning. And so combine that with the snow, it's going to lead to some difficult travel, especially during the morning commute. We'll continue to give you updates here within the next hour and a half. $30. $15. Yeah, I mean, the snow really hasn't been much of an issue yet because we have been traveling kind of in that dry slot. We are now headed east on Highway 30. We're back in between Newhall and Atkins. And you can see we're getting back into the sprinkles and the rain, and the snow is what's behind us. And so although we're not dealing with the snow just yet, we are dealing with winds that I can not only hear, but we can also feel it just kind of shaking the car around. So you can definitely feel that pressure as you're driving through the Cedar Rapids area right now, but all of the snow that's behind us is headed our way within the next just couple of hours, and we are headed into that time period where we're about to have the morning commute. And so once the snow does start to move in to eastern Iowa, combine that with the winds, going to lead to some difficult travel, especially on just all of these east and west roads today are going to be difficult because of those strong winds out of the northwest. And so we'll have snow continuing to fall, but we'll also have the snow that's on the ground and on the roads that'll just continue to be blown around by this wind, so going to lead to reduced visibility and whiteout conditions at times. We'll continue to give you updates here. I think we're going to pull over somewhere and let the snow kind of catch up with us so we can give you some live looks at the snowy roads. But for now, live in the Road Warrior, I'm meteorologist Gracyn Fruend with Iowa's News Now. Okay.
We're on 100.
Okay. Right now, we are exiting off of Highway 30, moving on to Highway 100, heading north. And you can see the rain that we just saw a couple minutes ago is now switched over to snow, and it's starting to look a little nasty out here. We have wet roads. We don't have, really any snow accumulation on the roads yet. We've seen a few plows out this morning, but of course with no snow on the roads, they really haven't been having to do much. And although I'm sure they will be out today, there's not much they can do to control the wind. And the wind is going to be one of the main factors today, rather than the snow. It really doesn't matter how much snow we're going to get, because the main issue is going to be visibility. So when we do have the snow continuing to fall through the morning, it's only going to pick up from here, and same thing goes with the winds. And so we'll have strong winds out of the northwest, going to make it especially hard to travel on these east-west roads, because that snow will continue to fall. Winds will continue to blow that snow that is falling and the snow that has already fallen on the roads, just blowing it up onto your windshield, making it difficult to see, lowering visibility, and just going to be difficult to travel, especially this morning within the next couple of hours once we do start to head into that time frame for the morning commute. And so again, right now we're on Highway 100 heading north. We'll continue to give you updates on the roads as the snow continues to fall. Oh. There's like ice on our camera wiper. Guess we're not using that.
I hate that.
Alright, we are currently on Stony Point Road Northwest, heading south, and let me switch this camera real quick so you can see on top of the Road Warrior. Our little camera is covered in ice, it looks like, and so this just goes to show that we have now transitioned from rain to snow, and while the roads aren't terrible right now, we are going to have snow continuing to fall within the next couple of hours, which is going to lead to some slushy roads as well as strong winds, and winds are going to be a big factor today, just blowing all the snow that is already on the ground, and also that will continue to fall, and we'll continue to give you updates here as we continue through the snow. Hello, John from Arizona. What's the weather like out there for you guys? Probably not what it looks like here. Three minutes.
After this hit, I need to power cycle the truck.
Okay. Yeah. $30. Yeah, for sure. And we just pulled off of Highway 100 and we've now kind of camped out in a parking lot. And I'll show you the camera right now. You're taking a look at East Ave Northwest. And within the last couple of minutes, we've gone from nothing to some sprinkles to now some snow. And you can even see, if you really look, the wind that is already blowing the snow that is falling. And like I said before, we could feel the wind as we were driving on the roads. It's really starting to pick up. And I'm just looking right now outside at this tree that's next to us. I can see the branches kind of being blown around too. And like I just said, you can see the snow blowing off the road as well. And it's only going to pick up from here. The snow is behind us, so that's why we're kind of camped out, just waiting for it to move in so we can actually show you some of that snow out on the roads. But snow is going to pick up. Winds are also going to pick up. That's going to lead to some difficult travel for the morning commute, as well as through this morning to into the afternoon. So we'll continue to give you live updates. For now, in the Road Warrior, I'm meteorologist Gracyn Fruend with Iowa's News Now.
The 37th race around the world.
Give that a minute. No, we turned around and I lost my fucking traction.
Oh, nice. You doing good?
Yeah, I'm good. I think we should probably head back to the station.
Okay.
It didn't.
God, that wind. Oh, sorry, YouTube live people. Alright, we were just parked off of Highway 100. You were taking a look at East Ave Northwest. We are now going to start heading back to the station. You can see snow is falling, headed our way in from the west, and we'll give you some updates here as we start to head back into Cedar Rapids. Jeez.
It just came back on.
What?
Traction.
Oh. Nice. God. Sorry, everybody. Alright. Where are we at? Stony Point Road. Alright guys, we are currently headed northwest on Covington Road. Okay. Yeah, Rebecca. So right now the snow is starting to come down, but earlier we were off a little bit more to the west, and there were periods where we weren't really dealing with any snow or rain or anything, but we could feel the winds just kind of blowing the car around, and that's the story for right now too. We do have the snow that's starting to fall, and it's just like kind of looking a little bit icy. We have some slush on our windshield, and it's not really sticking to the ground. So the roads aren't really the main problem right now. It's just the fact that the winds are really picking up, and I don't know if you can tell, look at that car that's ahead of us. You can see the wind just blowing that snow that is falling, and again, we'll have winds today 50-60 miles per hour, and so this is going to be the main issue that's going to be lowering visibility. And when we do have those periods where that heavier snow is falling, the wind is just going to be taking control and blowing that snow that's falling, but also snow that does end up already on the ground, and so going to definitely have some difficult travel impacts, especially as we head into the morning commute, which we are just about heading up on. But we'll continue to give you more updates from the roads as snow continues to fall in Cedar Rapids. For now, in the Road Warrior, I'm meteorologist Gracyn Fruend with Iowa's News Now. Well, I don't think I mentioned where we're at right now, but we are currently headed east on Highway 100 back into Cedar Rapids.
from inside?
Nope. Oh. Alright, YouTube Live, we are back at the station, currently parked in the parking lot. You are taking a live look at Collins Road right in front of us, and snow is falling, the roads are wet, but that heavier snow is on the way, starting to move into eastern Iowa, and you probably can't tell on the camera, but I can just see the winds that we're already dealing with, but it's only going to get worse from here. We have wind advisories, wind warnings out today, gusts 50 to 60 miles per hour, and so even though it doesn't look like we'll be getting much accumulating snow from this storm system, that's not the main thing. The main thing is going to be the wind that is blowing the snow that does fall all around, leading to difficult travel impacts. It's already hard to drive in the snow, but once you add wind into that, strong, dangerously strong winds, it's going to be extremely hard to travel. So, a couple things, just make sure you're avoiding using cruise control, don't slam on your brakes, and when we do have that heavier snow starting to fall, and it's going to be a little bit harder to see out on the roads, maybe turn your hazard lights on so people can see you and drive slow. Make sure you're increasing your following distance between you and the car ahead of you. Like I said, might be hard to see the car in front of you, so that's going to be a very important point. Just make sure you're watching your surroundings out on the roads, and even better yet, if you don't have to be anywhere today, just go ahead and park it at home and stay off the roads if you don't need to be out here, because it's going to get pretty messy. And I think we're going to stay here until 8 o'clock, just parked out here. We have an issue with our car, so we are just going to continue to give you live updates as best we can. And like I said before, if you have any questions about the weather today, the roads, any travel questions, just go ahead and drop them in the chat. Um, 35. Gosh, it is windy. Dang, I wish I had graphics in here. What?
Huh?
What?
Fucking the snow. It's all wet. It's
Oh.
just coming down real fast. It's smacking my face.
Mm-hmm.
How long till our next hit?
I don't know, I haven't heard. Four and a half minutes. Okay. 30. No, it's only going to get worse from here as we do head through the morning. We've been in the Road Warrior throughout the last couple of hours. We traveled on Highway 30, Highway 100. We are now parked back at the station, and you're taking a live look at Collins Road, where the roads are wet, the snow is falling, but the heavier snow is on the way. And we're not really seeing any accumulation on the roads right now, but we are dealing with strong winds, and that's going to be the main thing today, blowing the snow that's on the ground and blowing the snow that will continue to fall through this morning, leading to some travel impacts, low visibility, and whiteout conditions at times with that heavier snow. And we've seen a couple plows out this morning. The plows will likely be out doing what they can today, but it's not really about the snow today. Like I said, it's about the wind, and that's something that they can't control. And so we're starting to see more vehicles right now out on the roads as we're heading into the morning commute. So make sure that you're driving slow, turning on your hazards if needed, and just trying as best you can to see what's out in front of you. But better yet, just stay home if you don't need to go out. We'll continue to give you more live updates to come. But from the Road Warrior, I'm meteorologist Gracyn Fruend with Iowa's News Now. YouTube Live, we are still parked at the station, taking a look at at Collins Road right now. And you probably just heard what I said a couple seconds ago, but more cars are starting to head out on the roads as we head into that morning commute time period. And the winds are already pretty strong. It's just not looking or feeling too good outside, and the roads are, they're not terrible right now, but the heavier snow is on the way, and so this is just the beginning, and snow's going to continue, wind's going to continue to be strong as well. We have wind advisories out today, 50 to 60 miles per hour, and so this is going to lead to some issues when it does come to the road conditions today. Not too worried about accumulation as far as the roads go, but the main thing is going to be the wind that's just going to be blowing all that snow around, which is going to make it difficult to see out on the road. So I advise you, if you don't have to travel today, just please stay home. I know a lot of people do have to go to work. A lot of schools have been closing though, which is good. But if you do have to be out on the roads at all today, just make sure you're taking all of the right precautions, taking it slow, increasing your following distance, and turning on your hazards if needed when we are in those periods of whiteout conditions. And yeah, just stay home if you can, but if you do have to go out, just make sure you're being careful out there. YouTube Live. We are on the move again, and we are currently headed southwest right now on Old Marion Road. And for everyone that's new on here, I see we've got some more people that have joined. We are live in the Road Warrior this morning for about the next half hour, and we're also doing our live morning show over on Iowa's News Now. And if you have any questions about today's snow, travel impacts, what the roads are looking like, we're going to be driving around here, like I said, for the next 30 minutes or so. And if you have any questions about anything, go ahead and drop them in the chat. Nah, we're just going to drive around here. One minute. Oh, gosh.
Gonna go north 380.
Okay. Yeah, for sure. And just a few minutes ago, we were actually parked out at the station. We gave you a live look at Collins Road. But I'm going to call out my driver here. He had to run inside to grab something. He came back in the car and said it's just not feeling good out, especially once you do factor in the wind, because it's just blowing this snow down. And let me show you the roads here. We are currently headed north on 380, still in the Cedar Rapids area, about to cross over Collins Road, but the snow is coming down. It's just this wet, nasty snow leading to wet and slushy roads, and snow accumulation isn't really going to be the main topic today. Like Rebecca said, it's just going to be the wind that will continue to blow all of the snow that is already on the ground, but also blowing the snow down as it continues to fall today. And so it's going to be especially difficult on all of the roads, but especially on these east-west roads, as we do have winds coming out of the northwest today, continuing to just pound this snow down. And we're just starting off right now. The snow is going to continue as we do head through the next couple hours, but we are heading into that kind of busy time with the morning commute. So more cars are starting to get out on the roads, and conditions are just only going to continue to increase from here. But we'll continue to give you more details over the next 30 minutes or so. Live from the Road Warrior, I'm meteorologist Gracyn with Iowa's News Now. You haven't seen any, like, cars pulled off, have you?
No, I did notice on 30 though that a bunch of semis were just pulling over
Okay.
on the on and off ramps. I don't know if they just ran out of time or they're just waiting out the wind. But I didn't think I saw that many heading eastbound,
Yeah.
westbound. Like turning around, I saw that. Just like,
4 minutes. YouTube Live, we're going to be on here for about 12 more minutes. If you have any questions about today's weather, travel impacts, road conditions, go ahead and drop them in the comments before we hop off of here. One minute. $30. Yeah, definitely. The snowfall rates have started to increase, and the snow's also, I'm noticing, starting to stick to the roads. And we just pulled off of C Avenue. We are now heading west on Collins Road, and I'm looking at Iowa 511, and a lot of the roadways in Cedar Rapids are starting to turn from green to blue, meaning they are partly covered. And this is the story for not just Cedar Rapids, but a lot of our streets to the north, up near Olwine, up near Walk-On, Decorah,